Okay, so I've got a 2005 Honda Accord ES, I think, but it's got the 3.0 vtec, which is a 6-cylinder engine, and luckily, because the 2.4s are a pain to get to for the starter, what we got is I already pulled the starter on this, and until I looked on YouTube recently, I didn't realize there were so few videos for it. But what we got is, inside here is a tray that fits down here. Uses, you got some 12 millimeter and some 10 millimeter bracket screws underneath. You got a couple that are even tighter. I think they're 12, that are kind of hard to get through behind the bracket. And then the starter sits up in here. And let's get the light on the subject. Check out the flywheel. And it has two 17 millimeter bolts that hold it on to the engine. In addition to that, you got your main battery cable. Up to here, which actually I just may replace. And that, I think, watching the YouTube, it was a 12 millimeter on that. This is a push-on, which is for the solenoid. So we've got the new starter here, which kind of show you here. So this is the main battery post. Cable goes on here. There's the push-on for the starter, and then this cable underneath here just basically connects the solenoid to the motor part of the starter. When I took this apart, I wasn't quite sure which bolts to pull, so I actually pulled these two bolts off, which dropped the motor off, which wasn't a bad idea. It was not really what needed to be done, but it gave me access to the bolts underneath a lot easier. So you got a short 17 millimeter bolt and a long 17 millimeter bolt there. Going back over here, you can see this is the bracket pan that I took off, and basically, sorry about that, sat in like that. Two bolts on the bottom. I just now realized I could have just loosened them and slid this up. But anyway, I pulled them off. They were kind of the worst part to get to. And above that was the little battery pan that sat on top of that. Holder for the battery. Short 17 millimeter and the tall 17 millimeter go into there, and this was left over from the old starter. I don't need that. So it's not a lot of parts, but at any rate, we will work on putting this brand new one back in here, which will basically go back in. A lot easier if you got two hands, but it'll basically sit back up there like that. And I'm going to put the two 17 millimeter bolts in there, fasten them in, and then I'll pick up on this again.